Hello everyone, good morning. In today's session, we are going to talk about mainly what is SQL and what is database and what is database and what is schema, how to create tables and load the data into tables. Okay, these are the major concepts we are going to talk about in today's session. So before going to start today's session, just a recap of the last session. So what we have discussed. Okay, so we have seen what is Snowflake and what are the advantages of Snowflake and what is the project architecture we have seen, right? So can someone tell me what is Snowflake? Any idea?
Snowflake is a cloud-based data warehouse platform.
Yes, correct. Okay, the very first point, Snowflake is a cloud-based data warehouse platform. So mainly we are going to use it for we are using for data storage, data processing, and analytical solutions. Okay, and it built on top of AWS, Azure, or GCP. So this we have already seen, okay, while creating an account, okay. So we are going to select the option. Either you have to store your data in AWS or Azure or GCP. Mainly it is going to work on these three cloud platforms, okay. Now here mainly we can store semi-structured data. Okay, before this, structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Okay. Now, so it's a SaaS model. It is a SaaS, software as a service. Software as a service. So you no need to install any software. Just you need to create an account and you can practice the same. So these are the points you need to remember. Okay, it's very, very important. Okay. Guys, please go on mute. So, okay. And today's session, we are going to talk about SQL. So what is SQL? SQL is nothing but it's a structured query language. Observe carefully. First, 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to explain theory. Then we'll take you to the lab. Okay. Structured query language. So it is not a database, guys. Okay. So most of the people are saying, okay, SQL is a database. No, that is not correct. Okay. SQL is nothing but a structured query language. In order to communicate any database, okay, in order to communicate any database, we are using SQL. Okay. So how are we communicating? Through Zoom, right? I mean, the language is English or Telugu or Kannada, whatever it is. Okay. But here if you want to communicate with any database, you are going to use SQL. So here, what kind of communication we are going to use? Okay, mainly, I'll tell you, CRUD operations, C or UD. You have to remember. Suppose you want to create a table, or you want to create a database, okay, or you want to insert a data, then we are going to use SQL. Then what is R? R is nothing but retrieval or read data from database. Next, what is U? U means update the data. What is D? Delete the data. So these are the major operations we are going to perform in database. Okay. SQL is a structured query language. In order to communicate any database, we are using SQL. Okay. What is database here? Try to understand what is the difference between database and SQL. Okay, it's very, very important. Database is nothing but is a collection of data. Okay. Database is nothing but it's a collection of data. What kind of data we are going to store in our database? It's like structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. What is structured? Structured is nothing but it's like we have Excel, right? XLS or CSV file. The best example is CSV. It's like structured means it's in a tabular format. Okay, tabular format. Let me open one of the Excel here. Okay, so this is called structured data. There is a structure here. There is a structure. Okay, now coming to semi-structured. Semi-structured, let me give you one example, JSON example, JSON or XML, okay? See here, if you observe this one, there is a key and value. So these are the keys, okay? These are the keys, these are the values. So this is semi-structured data. So this is XML, okay? XML and JSON, and we do have arcute file format, okay? So that is called semi-structured data. Try to understand what is database and what kind of data we are going to store. Okay, what kind of data we are going to store? Semi-structured, JSON, XML. Now, what is unstructured data? Unstructured is nothing but it's like we do have documents, PDFs, okay, images, audios, video, okay, this kind of data, audio and video, etc. So in database, we can store structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. It's a collection of data. It's a collection of data. What is SQL? SQL is nothing but structured query language. In order to communicate any database, we are going to use SQL. Okay. So what are the database systems it is available in the market? It's like RDBMS or database systems. The MySQL. Okay. You may have heard about MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL, Postgres, MongoDB, Azure SQL. Okay, there are a lot. Okay, there are a lot of databases available in the market, but the purpose is same. Try to remember. The purpose is same only. So everywhere, suppose we have different banks. We can call it as HDFC is there, ICICI is there, Axis is there. So what is the purpose? The purpose of these banks is, okay, they are going to provide the loans. See, in every bank we can get the loan. And everywhere we can save our money, withdraw our money. So it's like same like the databases, all the databases, purpose is same, but there are some scenarios, okay, so the syntax might be different, that's it. But in all the databases, we are going to use SQL only. Okay, all the databases, in order to communicate, we are going to use SQL. So it's very, very important. Database is different, SQL is different. Both are not same. Okay. So database is a collection of data. So these are the database systems. It's available in the market. There are many, but few I have mentioned. But here we are going to store our data. By using SQL, we can perform CRUD operations. We can create the tables, databases, schemas. We can read the data, we can update the data, we can delete the data here. Okay. Now, by using SQL, okay. So in order to learn SQL, it's a very simple. It's same like, okay. It's same like English language. That's it. If you know basic English, this is enough. If you know basic English, this is enough to learn SQL. This is enough to learn SQL. Okay. See here, create database. Okay, I want to create one database. See the name itself, it is there. What they are asking, create database. Okay. Can you create one database with the name as, okay, HDFC suppose, or bank. Okay. Create database, the name as bank. That's it. Create database, database name. This is our SQL. So it's like same English language only. Now let me try to open, okay, Snowflake account. So yesterday we have created Snowflake account. So what is the username? Okay, my username is ViTech Snow 2024. So here you can provide password. Skip for now. So in order to practice, okay, in order to practice, click on plus button here, create SQL worksheet. SQL worksheet. Now, this is our playground. It's like you can play with the SQLs. Okay, SQL statements. Okay. So here, if you observe here, so these are the databases which it is available now. Okay, I want to create new database. I want to create a new database as a bank. So it's very simple. Create. So it is not a case sensitive. Either you can write it in capital letters or lowercase letters. That's totally fine. Create database bank. Bank is my database. Okay. Select this one. Press Control Enter. Control plus Enter from keyboard. So this is one option. Or else what you can do, you can run this button. Okay, you can click on this button so that it is going to execute. See here, database bank successfully created. Okay. If you do refresh here, we can able to see here. Okay. I don't want to refresh, but I want to see what are the databases it is available. Show databases. Select this one. See, these are the databases available as of now. Bank is my database. Bank is my database. But here, I want to create one sample table. I want to create one sample table here. Okay, let me check. Okay, I want to create sample table. Let me create with one field first. Okay, let me create one field, and I'm gonna display what is the difference between schemas here. Okay, without schema, what will happen? So why do we need to create a schemas? Okay, that part we are going to talk. Okay, so for this, okay, simply create table. Okay, so create table. I want to create one table. See the name itself, it is there. Create. Okay, so I told you, right? It's a basic English language. Create table. Okay, fine. What is the table name? I want to create table name called employee. Create table name. Cool. What are the columns? It's required. Okay. I want to keep, okay, first one is ID. First one is ID. So here, this is my column. See what kind of data you are storing here. Try to understand. Only ID, we are storing the numbers. Apart from this, we are storing string or varchar or characters. Okay. ID, it is an integer value, comma. Okay. Next. If you want, you can write it in a next line. That's totally fine. Okay. First name. It is a string value. We'll talk about this data types, okay, in actual sessions, but try to understand as part of this demo. So how easily we can create the tables, okay? First name, last name also string. Last name also string here. Then comma. We do have email. It's a string. Location. It's a string. Department. It is a string. If it is any number, then you can keep it as integer or number based on the requirement. Okay. Create table name. So these are the column names and these are the data types. Okay. Now let me create the table. So where it is going to create the table, try to understand. So where are we now? We are in bank database. It's a public schema. It's a public schema. I'll tell you what is schema and all. Now try to create the table. See now, table employee successfully created. Cool. Now, whether this table is created or not. So it's very simple. Describe table name. See, ID, first name, last name, email, location, and department ID. The table is created. Or else what you can do, just directly can perform select star from employee. The table is available, but we don't have any data. So in order to retrieve, we are going to use select here. See, it's like basic English language. Okay. Select star from employee. We don't have any data. We don't have any data so far. Now we have a bank. For HDFC employees, I have created one table. Okay. The same way, I want to create a table for some other bank too, some XYZ bank. Okay. Employee table. Let me try to run this table. Try to run this query. It is showing, see, employee already exists. Employee already exists. See, we cannot create with the same name with the multiple times. Same name with the multiple times. but this is for HDFC Bank table. But this is for HDFC. But I want to create it for different bank. How to do it? So that's where schema concept came into the picture. So what is schema? It's a logical representation of the tables or data. Okay, representation of the tables or data. So it's a logical representation. So it's a logical representation of the tables or data. So now what we can do, we can create multiple schemas. Create schema, my schema name called HDFC. Yes, you can create schema called HDFC. So inside this you can create employee table. So for this, always database name, bank is our database, HDFC is our schema. Let me create the table. Yes, the table is created. See here, we do have HDFC schema here. All the related to HDFC you can store here. Okay, all the HDFC related tables you can create here. Now, let me create one more table for access, suppose. Okay, create schema, access schema is created. But in order to create the same SQL query, what are the changes it is required? Bank instead of HDFC, access. Yes, we can create it. See, as many you want, you can create it. If you want 100, 200, yes, you can create different schemas here. Our schema is access. Here also our schema is HDFC. Inside this, see, here also employee table is available. Here also employee table is. But earlier, we are unable to create two tables for one is access and one is for HDFC. The entire data we need to store it in single table. That is the reason just we have segregated or separated into schemas first. First, always it should contain database. Bank is our database. So inside this bank, what is our schema? Access or HDFC or public. By default, it's a public schema. In order to create schema, it's very simple. Create schema name. That's it. Okay. Now, I want to load the data into my employee table. So now you can see if you want to use which database. So this is very important. In this drop down, you need to select first. Or else you need to write it here. Either you can select here properly or you can mention database name, schema name, and table name. Okay. Now I want to insert my values into HDFC table. Okay. Select star from HDFC, right? Bank.hdfc. Bank.hdfc.employee. So in this table, do we have any data? No, we don't have any data. But here I want to insert some values. Let me take first row. Let me take. I want to insert this data into my table. So how to insert? Insert into the table name. Okay. Insert into table name. Okay. So here you need to provide all the columns. What are the columns it is available? Just you need to provide here. First, ID, comma, first name, comma, last name, email, location, and department. Okay. Then values you need to provide. Okay, these are the values. So 1, comma. Okay. So these are the values we are going to separate with comma here. But wherever it is a string, you need to keep it in a single quotes. Single quotes. So this is how we have prepared. We have prepared one query to insert the value. Let me try to run this. Now we have inserted one row. How to view the table records? We do have select star from table name. We have one row here. Okay, we have one row, it is available. Now suppose I want to insert another row. Okay. Again, what you need to do? You need to copy paste this. So again, you need to modify the data. So it's a 2. The value we are going to provide here. Now you need to insert like this. Okay. Now we have only 2 values we have inserted. You can think of, we do have 1000 rows. You need to insert. There is an Excel they have given already. You need to load this data into your tables. Is it a good practice? No. It will take, if you want to prepare the queries and you want to insert into tables, it will take 5 to 6 hours or even in a day. So that is the reason. That is the reason we do have the loading option. Okay. So how we can load? So in which table you want to load the data? Okay. HDFC tables, go to tables, click on this 3 dots. So here you do have load data. Observe carefully before loading the data. How many records are there? 2 records. Okay. Now I want to load. Yes. Click on this one. The file size limit up to 250 MB, we can store it. So where is your file? It is located. So what is your file name? Employee data. Okay. So it is present here. And click on next. Click on next. So here it's a delimited file with CSV or TSV, comma separated values or tab separated values. See, we have JSON format, RQt, ORC, XML. There are different file formats. But here we are going to talk about only CSV. Just click on this one. View options. Header. Header is nothing but this one. Okay, the very first line, it is a header. So we don't require this header. So we need to skip this. Skip first line. That's it. Skip first line. So this is the preview of our data. Click on load. See, 100 rows were successfully loaded within a minute. So that is the beauty of Snowflake here. Now, let me try to run this. Let me try to run. See, we have 102. Earlier we have 2. Now we have added 100 records here. 100 records. So this is how we can do bulk load. Okay, the bulk data we can load. So we have seen what is SQL and what is database and what is schema and how to create the tables and how to load the data into tables now. Now, I want to filter something here. Okay, anyway, in actual sessions, we are going to talk about this. Suppose I want to filter based on the department. Okay, based on the email ID, based on the salary. So this and all we are going to learn. Now let me see. I'm going to drop the table, drop table. So drop means it will delete the data as well as it will delete the table too. So once you drop the table, we are unable to see the data. See, does not exist or not authorized. So in normal RDBMS systems and all, you need to connect with the admin team to recover the data. So here we do have an option called undrop. Okay. Here we do have an option called undrop. So by using undrop, we can recover our tables. See here, this is how we can recover our data. Now, as part of SQLs, okay, as part of SQL. So first we are going to learn, okay, we are going to learn this SQL commands. It's very important, okay, it's very important. How many types of sub languages it is available? So we do have five. We do have five. So what are those? DDL, data definition language. Here we are going to create, drop, alter, and truncate. Now, DML, data manipulation. See the name itself, it is there, manipulation. It's like if you want to insert, update, and delete, and we do have merge also. In order to merge, we are going to use DML operation. Now, what is TCL? It's like transaction control language. In order to commit and save point, or you want to roll back, we are going to use those. Now, DQL, data query language or data retrieval language. Okay, it's like select command. Now, if it is DCL, okay, data control. So you want to create any users, you want to provide the grant access, you want to revoke the access. Okay, we are going to use this. You are going to learn step by step from actual sessions. Okay, so this is also one of the demo session. Okay, so today we have seen what is database and what is schema and how to create the table and how to insert the data. Even we have seen how to retrieve. So as part of retrieval, so here we are retrieving all the columns, Suppose I want only specific, I want only ID and first name. Yes. So instead of star, select ID, first name. Yeah, that's it. Okay, ID and first. See, we are able to. Okay. Now I know my employee ID. I know my employee ID. I want to filter my data, or I want to get my employee details. Okay. Select star from table where ID equal to 10. That's it. See here. This is how it is going to retrieve the values. This is how it is going to retrieve the values. Okay. So here I'm going to give you one assignment. Okay. I'll give you one URL in the video description. Even I'm going to provide all these SQLs in the video description. But today you can practice. I'll give you one GitHub URL, github.com/ViTech Talks. For SQL practice, so you can create the database name called as HR database. Okay. In that HR database, just create these tables. Okay, just create the tables. Suppose for reference, if you want to create tables, so here I have already given the script. Okay, go to create table script. The script is already there. Just you need to copy paste and you need to execute. You may get some errors, then that errors you need to rectify. Okay, not required to create this foreign key and primary key and all. Remove this. Okay, so only column names you can concentrate. Okay, as of now, just only column names, not required any foreign key and primary keys. This is your task. I'll give you this URL in the video description. You can practice this. Okay, this is about today. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. I'll happy to assist you. Here you are going to learn step by step all these commands first. Okay, the first 5 days I'm going to take only a skill session from 0 to advanced level. Then we are going to start with the Snowflake concept. Okay, so this is the roadmap which I'm going to explain. Which you are going to learn for the SQL concepts. Okay, so these are the things you are going to learn. Even if you don't know SQL also, that is fine. You are going to get full hands on. Okay, yeah, that's about today. If you have any questions, you can call me separately. Okay, so that I'll clarify your doubts. That's about today. Thanks for attending the demo sessions. Happy learning. The actual sessions will start from Thursday. Yes, for enrollments, you can ping me personally.